to the Dethroning Your Inner Critic YouTube channel. So, today I want to start with something that I had to learn the hard way. And that is that having an easy life does not come from pushing or forcing or grinding. And for years, I believed that the struggle was part of the price that I had to pay to create a transformation in my life, right? For myself, for other people. And my nervous system was wired around that story. But so here's what I want you to consider. Why do we keep believing that struggle is the only way? Why do we not believe that easy is actually the way? Because if you look closely, not every part of your life is hard. Some things flow with such ease that we don't even think about them. So, simple one, take breathing. Okay. I think you don't worry that you're not going to remember how to breathe, right? It just happens, right? You just breathe in and out. Or driving to a familiar place. You don't question whether you'll arrive, you just trust that you will. So, in those areas, there's no inner critic that's whispering, "Oh, what if you don't make it? What if this doesn't work out? What if you fail?" Think about friendships that you've had for years, or a meal that you've cooked hundreds of times, or again, even your heartbeat. Okay. These things just flow because you don't hold a belief that they shouldn't. And so they just work. Now, my inner critic used to convince me that there were a lot of parts of my life that were problems that needed to be solved. And I can remember thinking, how will I ever become that person that I know I'm meant to be? How will I ever make the impact that I'm meant to have? And I couldn't see the path yet. So I assumed that it was all up to me and I had to figure it out. And it had me pushing harder and being really afraid of the future and the unknown and what was going to happen. And that mindset kept me locked in struggle and drama. And it wasn't just in the area of my business. It actually rippled out because we can't keep that contained to one area. So I would worry about other things in my life. I would worry about my children. It would have me showing up controlling, and that would cause ripple effects in my closest relationships. So here's the truth. Life is always revealing the beliefs that we're already embodying, literally embodying in our nervous system. So when something feels heavy or stuck or like an uphill battle, it's not because that part of our life is inherently hard. It's because the beliefs we're carrying about that area are shaping our experience. Now, we've had these beliefs for a long time. So it's not necessarily like we can just snap our fingers and say, okay, I'm not going to believe that anymore, right? But if we can really start to understand that our beliefs are manufactured stories, that truth be told, the kernels of those stories were created so long ago, we didn't even know that we formed these stories and these beliefs. One of my clients is an HR executive, and she's actually lived this firsthand. She wanted to get married more than anything. She tried every dating app. She kept putting herself out there. She never gave up. But underneath it all was this hidden belief that she didn't even know she had. And the belief was, I have to figure out how to get people to love me, right? So the harder she tried to get people to love her, the more she felt the absence of love, the more she kept focusing on, I don't yet have that thing that I so deeply want. Now, through our work together, the deeper story was, I'm not good enough to be loved as I am. That's why I have to work so hard to earn love. And once she started the daily work of seeing that belief show up in her life, observing it, and unhooking herself from it, everything shifted because she stopped obsessing about whether she'd find someone. And she actually stepped into a calmer nervous system. She became more grounded, more present, more calm in her life. And from that nervous system that was rooted in trust instead of fear, she met the man that she would later marry. And she's been married for a little over a year now. Now, that's the power of aligning with a different belief system. So remember, your inner critic thrives on drama and effort and struggle. That's not going away. Again, it's been with you for years, maybe decades. But when you step back and see it for what it is, now you open yourself up to a whole new reality. And that's when simplicity becomes natural. Now, your inner critic will always suck you back into the drama. But when you know that's your inner critic, you have the power to unhook from that, those thoughts, those beliefs, those nervous system reactions, those actions that you take from that place of fear. And you tune into a different nervous system. Now, the paradox is the more we try to control and complicate and force life, the more what we want slips through our fingers. So, action is not what drains us. What drains us is the fear, the stories, the noise our inner critic attaches to every step we take or don't take. So, life was never meant to be a constant uphill battle, it was meant to be simpler. So, alignment with calm and peace and presence, it's not laziness, that's flow. So, think about this. Rivers don't struggle to carve out valleys, they just do. Electricity doesn't fight to find its circuit, right? Energy always follows the path of least resistance. So do we. So here is the most important part. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So when you embody the identity of someone who already has what you desire, the grasping stops. When you know that it's already on its way to you, you float instead of fight. Your nervous system shifts into ease and life accelerates. But our culture tells us something different. Our culture glorifies exhaustion and hustle as if suffering is proof of our worth, right? How many people do you know that say, "Oh, I'm so busy," and they wear it like a badge of honor, right? The truth is, life doesn't reward burnout, life responds to alignment. So, here is your takeaway. Stop waiting for proof before you believe. Stop waiting for your inner critic to quiet down before you move and take action that's in alignment with those big dreams. Ask yourself, what would my authentic self believe right now? Your authentic self is the part of you that shows up when you unhook yourself from your inner critic self. So, when you ask yourself, what would my authentic self believe right now? Take one aligned action from that place. Because the moment you begin to believe in yourself, even just a little bit, is the moment that everything starts to change. So here's a reflection practice for you. Okay. You could take 5 minutes to do this exercise. Okay. It's 5 steps. Number one, just notice. Bring to mind one area of your life that feels heavy. Number two, separate yourself from that area. Ask yourself, what story is my inner critic telling me here? And write it down. Number three, the shift. Ask yourself, what would my authentic self believe instead? Write one sentence. Step number four, anchor yourself. Place a hand on your heart. Just take 3 deep breaths and just feel the difference in your body, in your nervous system after those 3 breaths. And number five, which is the most important part, act. Take one small action today from your authentic self, not your inner critic. That's it. One shift done consistently, it will rewire your nervous system and literally change your reality. So, if this video resonated with you and you're ready to go deeper, you can join my masterclass, Redesign Your Future: The Hidden Truth About Transformation. It's a do it yourself program. It's under an hour. It's only $47 and it's packed with tools that will help you embody your authentic self and create the life you've been waiting for. So the link is in the show notes because once you learn to master your mind, you really can master your life. Thanks for watching today.